Bitcoin is about to do the unthinkable. A startling revelation from Custodia Bank's Caitlin Long reveals that absolutely no one may have been bullish enough. Well, maybe not no one. We're going to dive into that as well as the data revealing the greatest bull market in Bitcoin's history. It's taking shape right now. All systems are go. Stay until the finish, and we have another piece of news that is like strapping a jetpack to this already insane scenario. It appears that a former nation that banned Bitcoin is bending the knee. Welcome to the most bullish Bitcoin news show on the planet. Hey, we get a lot to cover. Let's get it.
Party, that party. Come and have a good time with G.O.D.
All right, let's just get right to it. Bitcoin has gotten scarce on OTC desks, and this is coming from Caitlin Long. This is a big freaking deal. Bitcoin's dynamics are shifting. The ETFs have witnessed substantial inflows, accumulating over 7.4 billion in the past 50 days. This influx is directly affecting all the availability of Bitcoin on these OTC desks. And this rapid decline in the OTC supply since December, this is what the CEO of Custodia Bank, Caitlin Long, is talking about. The scarcity of Bitcoin for sale on major OTC desks. And of course, this is definitely a major factor behind this surge to 64K. But again, if you read her tweet over there, this is what is just absolutely insane. When the ETF demand is exceeded the available supply, the market makers, they're going to have to source Bitcoin from the public exchanges. And as Caitlin Long noted, as little as 40 Bitcoin at one time were available on the OTC desks. Outflows go up as the price goes up. This is creating this insane bullish feedback loop. This is the hashtag MOAS, the mother of all Bitcoin supply squeezes, is here. I don't know if we can put a price on this thing, to be honest. The irresistible force of Bitcoin demand is hitting the immovable object of its finite supply. We have never seen this before. This is massive. I only know of a couple of people who have been bullish enough to reference something of this nature. This is a major warning. Right now, Bitcoin is going to go parabolic. There's no OTC Bitcoin available. Very soon, it's all dried up. BlackRock customers are buying $500 million worth daily, and the halving is just, it's right there. There is a run going on the exchanges. Do not get caught with your pants down. Time to get your corn off the exchanges. Take self-custody. As we can see here, one of the most massive withdrawals in Bitcoin's history, $1 billion straight off of Coinbase. This is pretty impressive, but also bullish. And again, warning, time to get your Bitcoin off of exchanges. And it's time to really ask ourselves, what happens when BlackRock has to buy spot Bitcoin on the open market? And the hodlers, they're not selling. What happens next? I really can't. I've heard so many bullish takes, but there's only one that really comes to mind when I think of this. When Peter Dunworth spoke on this a while back, what happens when, 5, 10, 20 Michael Saylors entering the market at the same time, making massive purchases like, well, what we've seen the past 50 days with these Bitcoin ETFs, and not to mention some of the things going on in which many Bitcoiners, on-chain analysts are thinking a nation state has been aping into Bitcoin, which we're going to get into later. But before the nation states, again, we covered this the other day, and the Ray Dalio and the banks are FOMOing into Bitcoin. Here is more justification of that from Bitcoin Monger. First they fight you, then they buy Bitcoin, and this is going right into our play on this nation state that is about to make a big splash in Bitcoin. But the thing is, these nation states looking to make a big splash, there's not that much Bitcoin available. And it appears that all this confluence of events is creating this, I hate to say it, the super cycle of sorts. This is all unseen in Bitcoin's history. Nothing of this scale of accumulation, major players, major demand, with such little supply available. It's never happened. And as we get to talking about demand, why not bring up the fact that BlackRock's ETF, it joins the elite 10 billion club already, setting records left and right. This is insane. Then we have the US banks, as we were showing with Munger, that are about to ape in, offering the ETFs to their own clients. Maybe you're new, maybe you're a doubter, maybe you're a hater, but the numbers don't lie at the end of the day, and also the actions that we have seen from some of the wealthiest, most powerful institutions on the planet, not to mention Vanguard, whose CEO just had to resign. There are consequences to denying an idea whose time has come, and those who are hopping on board, they're getting it, and they're also being forced into it because they have to preserve their wealth, their value, and their relevance over time. Here is Giga Chad Michael Saylor from Bitcoin Atlantis yesterday. Check this out.
One of those investment companies need Bitcoin, right? They need Bitcoin to attract capital. You see it happening, $600 million flowing into BlackRock yesterday, $10 billion in a month, right? If you look at the ETFs, what you'll see is that the Bitcoin ETFs are crawling up past all the commodities. They're about to eat the gold ETFs, and then they're going to eat the S&P 500 index ETFs. And when that happens, everybody's going to take note. Vanguard is going to take note. Right? The world is going to change. You can't attract capital without Bitcoin, and you can't outperform. Bitcoin is going to outperform the S&P and gold and bonds. And as it outperforms, everyone who's indifferent and objective, who doesn't know what it is and doesn't care, right? They're going to just say, move more of my money over here, because the world's full of people that would just like to not lose their money, right? And so what we're going to see is investment companies need this to outperform, and that's going to result in them generating income, and that results in them staying relevant, right? I mean, how many people are bragging about their, new gold ETF, right? It's not relevant. It's not relevant. You want to be a leader, right? The people that we look to are the people that discovered or created Google and Apple and Microsoft, and they create the next airplane, and they put Starlink in the sky, and they give us internet, and they give us the next phone, right? Be relevant, be a leader. These companies want to be leaders. You won't find a CEO that says, my aspiration is to be viewed as a follower and late to the next great thing.
If you've been following us, you know we've been talking about Giga Chad a lot, but also he is up $1.2 billion in 3 days after that major Bitcoin boom, the bullish blast off. He was ahead of the curve. But also, if you've been listening to us, you know that Michael Saylor and Bezos kicking it on a yacht, likely talking Bitcoin. Bezos sold billions recently, with massive accumulation taking place, aligning then. It's possible that Bezos and others are aping in, as well as nation states, trying to keep things a little quiet. One nation state not keeping things quiet, Brazil. They have officially entered the Bitcoin ETF arena, launching their first Bitcoin ETF, and that is BlackRock launching there in Brazil. But this is not the nation that banned Bitcoin and is now looking to bend the knee. Though it is majorly bullish, and already in 50 days, all the Bitcoin ETFs have accumulated 4% of the total Bitcoin supply. You might want to get some in case it catches on or something. Just as Giga Chad was talking about businesses, corporations, all these things that want to stay relevant, that want to stay profitable, that want to build wealth into the future, that also goes for nation states. And I reached out to Larry Lepard and I said, hey, how close are we to hyper Bitcoinization, all these things happening? He responded, we may be on the cusp, and what's coming may come faster or be more bullish than anyone may have expected. And if you're a nation state, you better get on the Bitcoin train, and Larry Lepard breaks that down.
Guys, we need to have a serious talk here, and the talk has to center around the fact that Keynes has driven us into a monetary cul-de-sac, and there's no way out. We're in a box canyon in a plane. We're going to crash into the wall. And the reason is that the Keynesian system is built on fractional reserve lending, which requires increasing debt consistently in order to generate any form of GDP growth, and we've gotten to the point at which the efficiency of that debt is extremely low, and so it's growing in a way that cannot be supported by the underlying GDP. And therefore, the two possible outcomes are sovereign debt collapse or very, very high rates of inflation, potentially hyperinflation. And so the money is badly broken, and we need to fix it. And we need to fix it in a fair way, as fair a manner as we can for everybody. And that is to return to some kind of a sound money standard. And Bitcoin, in my opinion, is the correct sound money standard. You read Jeff Booth's book, you'll understand why we need a deflationary currency rather than inflationary currency. Keynes was wrong. And really, money is all about matching efficiency. I mean, the amount of money saved and the amount of money invested should balance one another at what is set, it's the interest rate. That's classical economics. And that's really what we've gotten away from. The central banks control the interest rates, they manipulate it. We had 0% interest rates for years and years, and this is why we have this boom-bust cycle. It's creating enormous wealth inequality, and it's why you've got everybody screaming at each other and wondering what the hell is wrong. And what the hell is wrong is that the money is broken. So we need to fix the money, and if you want to be a true leader of your country, you need to educate all your people as to why we need to fix the money, how we're going to fix the money, and reset the currency so that we've got a system that's stable and sound for everybody.
All right, now before the big reveal, let's recognize our sponsors. Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by the Bitcoin Way. They're here to provide comprehensive Bitcoin self-custody solutions and peace of mind to anyone. No matter where you are in your Bitcoin journey, they got you covered. The Bitcoin Way is your IT team in the Bitcoin world. So whether you're just going from setting up your first wallet and node all the way to inheritance planning, multi-sig security, coin joins, UTXO management, cybersecurity, and more, they will hold your hand from start to finish through the process and make sure you're doing things the right way, being a sovereign Bitcoiner and not going through the Coinbases of the world, KYCing, and mistakes that we've made and had to learn from the hard way. But now you can get started the right way. And if you're looking to get started, you can schedule a free 30-minute call with the Bitcoin Way using that link below. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The big reveal: green light from Hungary. The country that banned Bitcoin appears to be planning to allow banks, investment funds, asset managers to offer Bitcoin and Bitcoin services to their clients. Yet again, another example. You can't ban Bitcoin. You just ban yourself from using Bitcoin. And that's just stupid. What's all the hullabaloo? Why is everyone into Bitcoin right here? Well, if you noticed the rumblings in the macro world going on all the way back to Silvergate, now with the New York regional banks, you can't inflate the currency. You can't bail out anyone. Bitcoin is the hardest money ever created or discovered. And it appears we are entering global FOMO. When the Omega candle hits, you're gonna remember. This is gonna be like things of the past, right? Where were you when Building 7 mysteriously fell down? No, but what people are gonna be asking in the future is, where were you when the Omega candle hit? Did you prepare yourselves? Were you stacking your balls off? Luck is bullshit. Luck is when preparation met opportunity. That's all that means. You gonna let it pass you by? Because if you do, it looks like Wells Fargo and Merrill Lynch are gonna scoop up the Bitcoin and Larry Fink. So don't be that guy. When your children ask, where were you when the Omega candle hit? You better say, I was stacking my balls up. I created our generational wealth. I was a maximalist. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you're having a great weekend. Be sure to like, subscribe, share that sound money gospel. Give us a pump! Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, where we're getting all the latest breaking news. And down below, we have a link to our Telegram. Be sure to drop some memes and see if you can get in the Simply Bitcoin Live meme review. And you don't want to miss Simply Bitcoin Live Monday through Friday at 12 Eastern Standard Time. The #1 live Bitcoin-only news show on the planet. If you're missing it, what are you doing? But hey, keep stacking, stay free. I'll catch you all next time. Peace!
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.